is Incoff Means training video how to break down the laser. So this is our gun case. We're gonna lay out the chair and set up the gun case for the laser's arm. And so underneath the pad, you'll find tools to break down the laser and to cover up the laser, okay? So first of all, we wanna make sure that it's unplugged, power's off. We're gonna make sure there's a tegaderm covering the cover of this, okay? There's 3 little knobs here. This one you squeeze up and the whole thing comes out. This one you push down. There's a little ring, like an O-ring you push down, and this one you twist. What's important here, you got the fancy tool. You're just gonna wanna keep a hand on it so it doesn't fall apart. Don't lose your screws. So we got all the screws undone, and what's important is this is really heavy, this end piece. These are just some tubes, and we can't get these bent in. So the best way to do is grab the arm up here to support it, and grab the base and lift straight up. Remember, the weight is on the end. The goal is just to lay this thing in here flat, and not twist it during travel, okay? So once it's kind of in here, this is a flat cover. You cover the laser, the end of it with. And the idea is just to lay it flat, make sure no wires are underneath it, make sure it's pretty. I just want to point out that when we laid this in here, we made sure nothing was twisted, the lines were free, nothing's gonna pinch, and we just added a towel in between the 2 pieces of metal, okay? No big deal. On the laser here, what's important is this little piece here, okay? Just kind of put that to the side. This has its own plug, so dust doesn't get in it, okay? So you can just plug that yourself. You can throw the screws back in, so there's no issues. Pretty simple. I'm gonna throw this piece in with the hand pieces so we don't lose it. Just so it's safe in the box. The idea is it's good. What's important about carrying this, because all the weight is here. When you carry this box, you don't wanna just carry it by the handle, because the weight is here and you'll drop it. Since this is a pretty cheap gun case, I'm worried about it if you grab it here, it flopping open. So I always just carry it like a surfboard to make sure this stays pinched. When I pack it either I leave it flat or I leave it up on its side, but I make sure that it won't pop open, okay? The next thing I'm talking about the laser, I'll pull it out here. Kind of on the way. This is a brake to lock it in. In the back of the laser here, ravel the cord properly so it's out of the way. And then on the foot piece, there's little hooks, and I typically just wrap this right on top of here. The best way for transport is to actually remove the foot pedal so it's not in your way. To do that, you just remove this screw here, it twists and come out. But we typically just transport it like this. Okay, so what's important here, we actually backed up the car right up to the shop. You could do it flat on the ground. I like the fact that I don't have to push this up a ramp because it's almost flat. It's like a bridge. So we just make sure it's lined up. It's lined up all the way across. So the best way we've decided to strap this thing down is just bring the straps across it. So the straps. I backed up all the way to the curb. Like I said, the ramps will have a lift, so it'll be a lot easier. Just went ahead and took the straps off, took the brake out, and we're gonna unroll it. And remember that it mirrors, so over the rock. I set the chairs flat. So the black line lines up with the black line on the arm. This is the piece that goes in between. You'll know if you put it on right because this way it's loose, this way it's nice and tight. Okay. And then make sure you have 2 hands on the laser at all times. Black line will just line up.